Hello and welcome to Daz Wargaming. I'm joined by Ash. Hi, Ash.
Hello and good evening, YouTube land.
Yeah, the friendly face that is Ash, to Lord of Chaos.
Tell Lord of Chaos, bringing the chaos once again.
So we're just going to spend a moment talking about a subject I think's quite important to talk about, and I think it's a video that myself and Ash have been quite keen to do. Sort of since the start of this, really. I think it's something good to talk about regardless, and that is sort of mental health and the hobby, and how the two are sort of intertwined, and how how they interact with each other and our own experiences in that. Because I know, like, anyone that knows me knows that I suffer even now with crippling anxiety and depression and things like that. And sometimes the hobby and the hobby community is the only thing to really make you feel like getting up, that sort of thing. I know a lot of people feel the same way and use Warhammer or their war game or their hobby as a crutch sometimes. So yeah, I mean, Ash, how are you with that sort of thing, and how does it affect your hobby? Like,
well, for a while, a bit like you, but to be honest, since I started up the hobby again about 8 years ago, give or take. It was just after my daughter was born, and then that's when it really hit me hardest. Being a new dad, being a young dad. If anyone doesn't know my age, I'm not that old. But no, as a young dad, and struggling, with it at first, and through my life, I've sort of dealt with it. But since I've started the hobby, I've met some fantastic people. And being able to spend time with other people doing the hobby, talking about different things, it's a nice escape for the mind to be able to go to do something that you passionately enjoy, that you're passionate about, that you can do, that is for you, and you can enjoy it with other people without any real criticism or making to feel nervous or anxious about it. Because everyone I've met in the hobby has been fantastic. We're quite lucky with our Banbury community. With the hobby, we've got some fans, and to be honest, we wouldn't be doing this channel now.
No,
if it wasn't for the hobby.
No, exactly. I say, Reevesy 314 in the chat says me !
You what?
One of the great people you've met through the hobby.
Ah, brilliant. Yes, we met you. No, you meet some fantastic people, and just seeing some of the stuff people come out with is it's great. Like me and you, Daz, we know. I don't know how you know Rich before you knew me, but most certainly Lewis and others as well. And all the managers that have been at our local hobby shop, they've all been good friends at some point, and people come in and out of it.
Yeah.
So I know you use it painting to sort of, at the end of the day, you do painting nearly every day, don't you?
I try to. Sometimes, like everybody else, you get hobby burnout and things like that, and sometimes it's not the thing you want to go to. I don't do a lot of painting on my own anymore. I find it very hard to sit and paint without someone on a video call or something like that. I mean, I think the whole pandemic and with COVID has forced us to learn different ways to do things with the hobby. So that's not just like gaming. Like, people can game at home more now because people have adapted to do that. I think people have tried to keep in contact the last year or two by video calls and things like that. And I know that myself and Richard and like you and Lewis and that we've regularly spoken via Skype or something like that while we just sit in hobby. I mean, sometimes not even a lot of chat happens, but just having someone at the end, like, where you could just talk a lot of rubbish really, and list building and like what you're working on and things like that just gives you the motivation to do it, I think. And I don't think I could just go back to sitting at my desk at home painting an army without someone on the other end of a computer, if I'm honest. It's the new way I like to do things. But I've always been that way. I've always been like more comfortable around people anyway. So I think before COVID, I'd always like make excuses to like visit the local hobby shop a lot and take all my paints and models there to paint, just because of other people to chat to, like-minded people, and like you said, meeting new people as well. Like, so I think I met you through the hobby, didn't I?
You did. It's who was I won't say names of it, but is when another manager was part of running the shop. That's where me and you met. Yeah. I got to know you and your family pretty well. I helped, and we've been through a lot together since. So we're practically families now, really. So it's what the hobby's done for our lives. That's what's special about it.
Yeah. So I think I met you through there. I met Rich through the store. And Lewis I met through the gaming club. So that was through Dan, who's usually in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, so hi anyone in the chat, by the way. If you're just joining, we are recording for YouTube. This will go out on YouTube at some point later, but we're on Twitch now. So if you are on watching this on YouTube, then go over to Twitch and give us a follow, or even better yet, a sub. And you can catch all this sort of stuff live and interact in the chat. And if you're in the Twitch chat now and you haven't already, head over to our YouTube channel after this, obviously, and give us a sub there as well. Yeah, it really helps. And anyone that's just joined now, me and Ash are just talking about mental health in the hobby, basically, and how it's affected us. And at the moment, all the people we've just mentioned, Ash, are in the chat now. All the people we've said that we've met in the hobby. So, hi, Dan, and our own Lewis is in the chat.
Oh, the boy that gives me butterflies in the tummy. Oh, Lewis. Yeah. Oh dear.
I say two wonderful subscribers as well there, Dan and Lewis. So thank you for that. And obviously Reevesy314 in the chat there still. So yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, I mean, other than that, Ash, I mean, if you had any times where you've reached out to people in the hobby because you're having issues with anxiety and things like that, or depression, or just feeling a bit low, or do you just back off from it a little bit? I know everybody copes differently, but
I'd say it's dependent on the situation for me, really. I know what my limits are when it comes to that sort of thing, so I usually go to or do whatever I think or what has worked for me in the past. I don't try to shy away from the hobby, only because I use it as like an escape.
Yeah.
It's just a different sort of thing from normal life that you can just switch off from normal stuff and go and have a game of Warhammer or something. I have used gaming mainly as a sort of escape. It's a good way, especially if I've had a rubbish day at work or something, and the stress levels and anxiety levels are extremely high. Just letting off some steam, just doing some gaming. You don't have to talk anything but about the game then. It's like things are, I wouldn't say better, but it's just sort of pushed to the side. For some time. So it's that's how I personally sort of mainly deal with it. But
yeah, I mean, and on like meeting people as well, like the amount of times that I visit Warhammer World, it is quite ridiculous, to be honest, but through doing things like that as well, like I've met loads of really cool people up that way as well, like at Nottingham, and people that are both working within Games Workshop, the company, and other content creators, and things like that. I can't shout them all out, really, but
you've met some outstanding people. some of the some of the guests we've had on during the Twitch stream. If you haven't watched them, go onto the Twitch channel, have a look. There's some fantastic.
They're all cracking people, and it's like, a great example is Duncan Rhodes. Really, he's just absolute gent. Like, a pleasure to talk to. And then I say Kerry from the Hobby Room as well. Ben Bailey from the Hobby Room. Phil from Wargamer Online. Even Josh Warhipster, he used to be a manager in our local store, so he's doing great things on YouTube and Instagram now with his painting and things like that. As I can go through so many, the guys at Tabletop Tactics, they're absolute legends. The guys at Sprues and Brews,
personal favourite of mine, Hobbyist Girl.
Yeah, Hobbyist Girl. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I get to say guys at Sprues and Brews as well, especially Matt. I've met him a few times, and he's going to be joining us up at Warhammer World soon for some games. So yeah, Rich will be facing off against him. Let's see how that goes.
Do we know what's Rich taking?
Death, I think. Soul Blood Grave Lords.
Okay.
But yeah, I've found it very difficult in the past to communicate about how I'm feeling and things like that, and it got to a point, I think, and it's through the community where I felt comfortable within a group of people that's allowed me to open up about things without feeling judged or feeling like you're weak or things like that, and it's allowed me to sort of like open up a bit. And yeah, like I say, I've got my direct sort of like support group, which is like you guys and the people in my local area that I get on well with. And then I've got my extended support group, which is like all the guys that I've met like that are online, and some of them like the other side of the world, that so I just feel quite lucky, really. I'm blessed there to have so many people, like I say, if anyone is listening to this and that and ever has any issues, anxieties, depression, anything on their mind and that, then like I'll extend my hand there and say, feel free to give us a message and have a chat. I'm my message inbox is always open. Hi, Hobby Hut Wargaming.
And that's what's so great about like these channels and things. It opens up more opportunities for people to meet other people, not even in the same gaming community. You go on, like yourself, going up to Warhammer World and meeting all these fantastic people. The internet, especially everything that's happened recently or in the last year or so, has sort of opened up more doors for people to even try and meet people over the internet who do. Like my Instagram, if you don't follow it, to Lord of Chaos on Instagram. I've had some chats with some really, really talented painters and gamers on there, and it's just opened up a whole new world for it.
It's great. And like I say, you've mentioned the gaming side of thing, and for me, like a lot of it is the painting and hobby side. I mean, as much as it gets on my nerves that I can never get a project finished, really, and you can't have the best of both worlds. You can't paint like to a Golden Demon standard and get an army ready that quickly. But it's therapeutic for me, There's something about having your models finished and then have that game with it that I just really enjoy. Like yourself, it's probably more gaming, but that must be quite therapeutic for you, sort of just being able to get your models down and roll some dice. And
yeah, it is. And the project I'm working on at the moment is going to be ready for the 10th. So there will be pictures going up later with them because of some of my best work, actually.
Yeah.
If not, I'll blow my own trumpet. But
please do.
And no, I'm. It is satisfying to get models done and get them on the table, because once they're painted and done, I've say Daz knows I'm not a big fan of basing. I've even done basing for these things.
Yeah.
So it's it's a big accomplishment for me, and it makes me proud, really, when I get stuff like that done. So, and it's obviously an honour to be going to Warhammer World to go and play with them. So
yeah. First outing there for them.
It will be their first outing.
So
I might have a trial game that's just before the 10th, but we'll see.
Fair enough. I don't blame you. So yeah, so we're just recording this for YouTube. So Ash, unless there's anything else you want to add to this,
no, it's just, you know, everybody out there, you know, if you are struggling, then there are people out there who will listen. You're not alone. And definitely. You know, if you enjoy the hobby, there are thousands and thousands of people that do as well. And just never think you're on your own with this. If you need help, you just need to ask, and there is help out there.
Yeah, definitely. I say if anyone wants to, say for YouTube, like the video and put comments down there. You know, we will get back to you. If the Twitch guys want to just hang on a minute, we're just gonna say goodbye to the YouTube guys. So until next time, YouTube, happy hobby.
Goodbye, YouTubes.